Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Mandy, so happy to have you join today. I'm going to be getting into another tarot card review. A couple of months ago, I went crazy and bought a ton of tarot and oracle decks on a huge BOGO sale, so I've slowly been opening them up. I never really intended to do any reviews on any of my decks, but I kind of got the idea one day whenever I was like, okay, I'm going to be opening these up anyway. Might as well share my opinions on these just in case you're planning on buying the same deck yourself. So let's go ahead and get into it. This one today that we're going to be talking about is called the Lover's Path Tarot, and I have been wanting to open this one up for a really long time. This has been on my list, so I'm really excited to get into this. So I never really look up too much about the deck before I open it, other than what the description was on the website before I bought it. I don't really go on Amazon and look up the reviews beforehand just because I don't want to be biased. I want to give an open, honest review whenever we open this up, so let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so here we go. I really like the cover art. It's really, really nice. The plastic is a little flimsy. I wish they had decorated it maybe a little bit better, had a little bit better for the case, just so I could display it a little bit better. But I do like the artwork. And this one is the Lover's Path Tarot by Chris Walder, US Game Systems Inc. Oh, and it says creator of the Goddess Tarot, which I am not familiar with the Goddess Tarot, but if I like this deck, I'll probably end up looking them up. There's the back of it. Really, really pretty with the angel. This is Dante and Beatrice. Okay. Oh, there's a nice little note over here. Let's read this one. The Lover's Path Tarot features classic love stories and myths from around the world, and creator Chris Walder's beautifully amorous paintings of inspiring lovers such as Cleopatra and Caesar, Arthur and Guinevere, and Cupid and Psyche. Whether seeking to improve and expand upon a love relationship with one's partner or oneself, the Lover's Path Tarot offers a sumptuously romantic and transcendent tool for individual growth and understanding. That's a nice little addition. I kind of like that. So this is meant to be, I guess, for love relationship readings or self-love, which I kind of like too. And oh my God, I love anything to do with romance and love and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm a big fan of chick flicks, especially. So I'm trying to get this open, but I just did my nails. I think I'm about to screw them up. All right. Oh, we have more cellophane. Okay, so it's double cellophane. I had to take off the cellophane off this one. We have it packed again here. I'm not sure if that's a typical thing for the publisher US Game Systems. I know they're pretty popular with card decks. It's kind of nice, especially since the other little cover is a little flimsy. This gives it a little extra added protection, in my opinion. Okay, get rid of that. So we have the booklet. So the booklet is very thin. That's very interesting. Normally that means to me that there's not a lot of description with the cards. So this is making me assume that this might be more of a deck that you use intuitively if you're somebody that likes to work with more detail. Okay, the very first little card we have, the Lover's Tarot, just kind of an intro card, kind of saying again. The back is very nice. Ooh, I like that a lot. Look at that, it's so pretty. Okay, we have more intro. I feel like this is just extra added waste because, well, luckily it's probably recyclable, but I don't know. This all could have ended up in the booklet. So, Lover's Path Tarot. The creator of the much-loved Goddess Tarot displays her artistic and writing talents once again with the Lover's Path Tarot. Chris Walters narrates classic love stories and myths from around the world while depicting the inspiring lovers as traditional tarot archetypes. Her beautifully intimate paintings depict famous lovers such as Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Caesar, Arthur and Guinevere, and Cupid and Psyche. And then it just goes on to say what it said on the outside of the package. This is basically for relationships or relationship with yourself. Its message is that all love relationships mirror our relationship with ourselves. The Lover's Path Tarot takes its users on a journey where emotional and spiritual wisdom is gained by daring to love one another. I like that. I like all the love vibes already. Again, I think they could have just included that in the booklet in here instead of just wasting 2 cards to print it on, but whatever. Okay. So it looks like we have, instead of the Fool card, we have Innocence. We have 2 figures here, one blindfolded playing the flute. It looks like both of them are kind of in the middle of a mist, a fog, with the ocean kind of raging in the background. And we also have the element of fire in here, which is very interesting. But he's just pushing forward, ignoring it all on his merry little way, and she's joining him as well. It's very interesting to see the Fool have a partner. So that's what I noticed right out the gate. So we have Tamino up here and Pamina down here. Let's see what the booklet says about Innocence. Okay, Innocence. Let me see if I can hold this up while I'm reading this. You see that? Okay. Traditional card, the Fool. Okay, good. So it does tell you what it represents traditionally. Lovers, Tamino and Pamina. Keywords, new ventures, innocence, trust, optimism. The Magic Flute was the last opera Mozart composed before his death in 1791. Some of its fairy tale plot was inspired by the rites of the Freemasons, a secret society in which Mozart had been initiated. I didn't know that. The Magic Flute tells of a princess named Pamina and a prince named Tamino who learn to trust their hearts, innocent and inexperienced as they may be. Meanings: the start of a great journey, innocence that allows one to be open to possibilities and protects from difficulties, facing fears, trusting your heart, feeling protected by divine forces. Oh, and it has a reversed meaning in here. Good, I love when they include reversed descriptions. Okay, so if this is reversed, let's do reversed. Reversed meaning, ignoring your better instincts, cynicism and pessimism, distrust of the self or others. I like that. Okay, so I judge this as not having a lot of description, but this actually really went into detail. It went into the backstory for the card and why the author chose these specific lovers. It went into Mozart being a Freemason, which I had no idea about, and that's kind of cool. Then it had the meaning, and then it had the reversed meaning, which was just a short little sentence. I feel like this would probably not be a great beginner deck. You would probably get more out of this if you know the basics of tarot, probably in a traditional Rider-Waite sense. So I would definitely, before you buy this deck, if you're not familiar with the traditional aspects of tarot, I would go back and just kind of familiarize with that first, and then possibly get into these. But I'm liking these cards so far. So it has the same backing. The cardstock is pretty good. It's not flimsy. Looks like it would shuffle well. I like it so far. All right, then we have what would, I'm guessing, be perceived as the magician in traditional tarot. Here we have Merlin, and underneath it says Vivian, and it says I heart magic. That's interesting, the I heart magic part. Okay, I kind of like that though. Let's see what this gets into. Let's read this one. So I'm not going to go into every single card, just like on my other review videos. If you like the theme of this, the vibe within the deck, you can go ahead and just review the rest of the cards that I'm not going into here on your own. So we're just going to go over some of the major ones. We're going to get through the major arcana here, and then I'll pull a couple of the minor arcana just so we can get a glimpse of what's going on. All right, so let's do Merlin. I heart magic. Okay. Let's see if we can do this one. Okay. Traditional card, the magician, lovers, Merlin and Vivian, keyword self-empowerment, mastery, actualization, and growth. When we think of magic, we often think of Merlin, famed as the influential advisor and wizard to King Arthur. Merlin fell in love in the winter of his life with his lovely Vivian. In time, Vivian used the very spells Merlin taught her to entrap him. Ultimately, the magic that empowered Merlin all his life had been undone by the only thing more powerful, love. Meanings: develop the magic within yourself, casting a spell on another to create positive change, a yearning to grow beyond received limitations, renewed creativity and vigor, reversed. Okay, so here's the reversed meaning. Reversed meaning: blocked power, feeling under the spell of another, manipulating or using others, a need to control situations behind the scenes, secrecy, trickster behavior, which creates distrust. Very interesting. I am liking the descriptions on these. These are really, it's a really nice touch. I really have always been a fan of art history, and so this kind of gives me the vibe of just like old-timey artwork. I really like the illustrations so far. These are really nice, and it's so interesting to see two cards like this that are traditionally have male figures alone depicted on their card, having mates right next to them. This is very interesting. It definitely gives a whole different vibe to the whole card rather than just the individual. So I think I would really, really like this for doing relationship readings, love readings. Okay, then we have wisdom. It says Scheherazade and I hope I'm saying this right. Shahryar. It's number 2, wisdom. Let's get into this one. Okay. All right, traditional card, the High Priestess. Oh, this is the High Priestess. Very interesting to see her with a mate too. All right, let's get into this. All right, keywords: knowledge, education, enlightenment. Over the course of 1001 nights, Scheherazade, the wise bride of King Shahryar, tells many compelling stories. Scheherazade's wisdom won the king's love and trust. In doing so, she saved her life, as well as those of her fellow women of the kingdom. Meanings: wisdom gained from education, translating book learning into understanding, a teacher who will share with you what you are seeking, using wisdom to transform a difficult situation for the better. Reversed. Let's see if I can do that one. Okay. Reversed meaning, oh, I missed it. Oh, there it is. Unwillingness to learn, superficiality, intimidated by intelligence or education, feeling limited by a lack of knowledge or understanding. Very interesting. Oh, I like this one too. Okay. Yeah. You definitely need to know the basics of tarot before you get into these cards, I feel like. I mean, you could backtrack and just do it, but that would be so much more work to just start off with these as a beginner. Okay, we have Cleopatra and Caesar, number 3, fertility. Okay, that's very nice. I like the little heart down here. All her cats. It's very interesting. She looks like she's pregnant. Well, I guess so with the fertility card. We have a very big lion and a small lion cub to the side. It's very interesting with all those cats. All right, traditional card, the Empress. Keywords: abundance and growth. Cleopatra, queen of the fertile Nile, reigned as Empress of Egypt for over 2 decades. During this time, she became known throughout the ancient world for her seductive charms, musical voice, and unusual intelligence. Caesar immediately fell in love with the young queen and successfully helped her regain her throne. Together they had a child they named Caesarion. Meanings: ruling over one's life, a new marriage or special relationship, practical action that manifests as a physical product, children, artistic endeavors, or wealth. Pregnancy. Reversed, we've got deprivation or sterility, feeling the lack of material resources, limitation that overwhelms. Interesting. Okay. All right, so here, I'm not going to go into the rest of the descriptions unless I feel called to, but we'll go through the rest of the major arcana. So this one, we have the Emperor, and it is Arthur and Guinevere, and the keywords are leadership, responsibility, and authority. I like that too. It's interesting how they're looking at the reader. Got those gazes. Okay. Number 5, traditional card, the Hierophant. Lovers, Romeo and Juliet. Keywords, structure, conformity, and ritual. Very interesting. They chose the Hierophant to have Romeo and Juliet, but there's the vicar or whoever was in the story marrying them, I guess. Here on the side it says amor, and I don't speak Latin. I do not know if this is Latin. It says dovere, Dovere, I think. That'd be interesting to see. Okay, oh, Isis is in here. All right, we have the Lovers. So the Lovers card is represented by Isis and Osiris. Keywords, love, harmony, passion, sensuality. That's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen Osiris, or Isis, I'm sorry, portrayed like this. So pretty. Okay. For the 7th card, we have Desire. Traditional card is the Chariot, and the lovers presented here are Tristan and Isolde. Keywords, movement, fate, transition, and change. I love this story too. If you haven't seen the movie, it's actually really good. Okay. All right, we've got the Strength card. Siegfried and Brunhild. Courage, strength, leadership, confidence. It's interesting. I don't see the traditional lion portrayed here, but there is a Mustang in the back with fire surrounding them, so I do get the Leo energy still within this one. That fire represented. All right, we've got the Hermit, portrayed as contemplation. The lovers are Abelard and Eloise. I haven't heard of this love story. Keywords, withdrawal, introspection, and retreat. So it looks like he's drawing his lover instead of her appearing right next to him like the other cards have been. We've got Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune. Here it just says Fortune though. Lovers are Danae, I hope I'm saying that right, and Zeus. Keywords, chance, fate, expansion, prosperity. So here we have Zeus paying her a visit. He's very golden and ethereal looking. Very misty. I can't tell what that is in the very, very background though right here. And another mist, some clouds. It doesn't look like water. I'm not really sure what that is. All right, we've got Justice with Penelope and Odysseus. Represents justice, wisdom, fairness, detachment. Very nice. I like that a lot. So I can't tell. It seems like he's portrayed here in the tapestry as a painting, and it looks like she's a weaver. So it's interesting how some of the cards choose to portray them as physically together, embracing, hugging, touching. And in some of them, they're just represented in paintings or just off to the side. It's an interesting choice. Here we have the Sacrifice card. Traditionally, it's the Hanged Man. The lovers are Orpheus and oh God, I wish I knew these words. Eurydice? Something like that. Okay. There's Sacrifice. It's very pretty. Okay. We have Transformation. Oh, this is the Death card. Persephone and Pluto. Changes, endings, beginnings. So I guess this is more like, instead of Persephone and Pluto, the Persephone and Hades storyline, with Death being the king of the underworld. I like that, but look at the separation between them both. It's a little sad. Here we have Balance. Oh, the traditional card is Temperance. The lovers are Venus and Vulcan. Keywords, harmony, self-control, equilibrium, and artistry. That's very pretty. Okay, Temptation. Oh, this is the Devil card. Okay. We have Paolo and Francesca, inner turmoil and obsession. Let's see this card. He's holding on to her. He's got her wrist here. He's leading her through. They're going through a mist as well. She doesn't look very happy, does she? These cards just give me a very like calm vibe. Like, I don't know. I feel like you could do a lot of intuitive tarot with these, not even reading the descriptions on them, just going based on the image. I feel like the images really do tell a story. So for this one is called Oppression. This is the Tower card in traditional tarot. The lovers are Dido and Aeneas. Keywords are depression, difficulties, and release. It's interesting how she doesn't really have her lover portrayed. The tower is there, it's on fire, just like in traditional tarot where it's struck by lightning. You have the chaotic waves, the ship seeming like it's in distress. She looks like she's sad, she's crying. I think she has a crown in her hands. Oh, we do have the lightning back here, just like in traditional tarot. It's not hitting the tower per se, but it's still represented there. You can tell this card isn't a happy card just by looking at it. I like when the illustrations tell a story as well and don't just leave you guessing. All right, for the star we have Grace. The lovers are Dante and Beatrice. The keywords are inspiration, hope, and dreams. It's really pretty. There he is represented with a big heart with a crown over it. And the angel wings and the doves. She looks at peace, almost cradling her stomach. Okay, we have Illusion. The Illusion card is traditionally the moon. The lovers are Odette and Ivan. Keywords, fantasies, intuition, emotion, and enchantment. This does look like a very magical, mystical kind of card. Very pretty. I like the moon there in the background, as it's traditionally the moon. It's very, very pretty. And I just noticed this. Here you have Odette, and she's partially human. She's still the swan part. Whereas Ivan looks like he's completely the black swan. It's so interesting. Okay. For Awakening, we have Cupid and Psyche. This traditional card is the sun in traditional tarot. Keywords, creativity, success, fertility, optimism. It's very nice. Okay, Judgment. Traditional card is also Judgment in traditional tarot. Lovers are Tannhauser and Elizabeth. Keywords, choices, passages, and changing. Very pretty. Okay. Triumph is the world card traditionally. The lovers are Ariadne and Dionysus. Keywords, expansion, success, travel, and closure. I love how he's embracing her. She has something behind her back though. I almost thought it was a snake at first, but it just looks like it's a coil of some kind of thread. He's embracing her completely. It's a very pretty card. Okay. All right, so that was the Major Arcana, which I don't know about you. I liked it. I thought it was very nice. Very good touch. Definitely great for love readings. Definitely has the love vibes. We've got the hearts, two hearts together, kind of twin flame. So if you've got somebody wanting to do a twin flame reading, soulmate reading, they want to know what to expect in their relationships, these are great cards for that. They definitely tell a story, and I think they're easy for the person that you're reading for to also kind of look in and kind of get a sense for themselves, maybe add to the reading. Okay, I'm not going to get into all of the minor arcana just because I don't want this video to be too long, but we'll get into some of them. Like, that's so pretty. Look at that. Ace of Cups. Oh, I love how they illustrated this. Good feelings on that one. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. I love the Three of Cups. I always love to see how artists like to portray this. Girls are definitely having fun. Okay, we've got the Four of Cups. She's holding her crown in her hand, looking off, not really paying attention to what's in front of her. Five of Cups. I think this is a man. He looks to be married. He has a ring on his ring finger. Sobbing over these cups that seem to be spilled, not paying attention to the two that are still in front of him. Someone seems to be waiting up for him, maybe. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Ooh, that's very interesting. Look at this. She's got all these things. She has a covered cup. She's got all these choices, and then she has kind of the influence of somebody else around over here. She's definitely got a lot going on. Let's keep going. Ten of Cups. I always like to see how they like to portray this one too. Very happy card. A lot going on. Pretty bright. There does seem like they have a baby. I thought it was just the two figures, because normally there's two kids off to the side traditionally while the couple embraces looking off. But here the couple's looking head on at you almost. You can't really tell any features, but they do have a child there, and they're very happy. A lot of abundance. The tree looks very fertile as well. Oh, we've got the Princess of Cups. Okay. And the Prince of Cups. So I guess we don't have Page of Cups anymore. We traded that out from traditional tarot for the Prince of Cups and the Princess of Cups. So that's very, very interesting. Then we go into Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Okay, so these are the wands, and they go with the staves. Ace of Staves. Ace. Two. Okay, let's keep going. Four of wands. Here's the 10. All of it on fire. Okay, then here we go with the Princess and Prince of Wands again. Trading out that page card to just make a double. Almost mirroring each other. We've got the King and Queen of Wands. Very nice. Okay, so it looks like instead of swords, we have arrows in this one, which seems kind of fitting since we have Cupid in here and it's a love deck. So we have Ace of Arrows. We also have that heart attached to the end. There's a lot of like ocean imagery in here, just a lot of water everywhere. So we've got Two of Arrows. Again, we have that Cupid energy coming in. Oh, the three. Okay, so the Three of Swords usually has a heart with three swords through it, kind of broken heart, sometimes dripping. Here we have the lightning, we have the girl seeming a little distraught, and instead of swords piercing the heart, we have the heart arrows going right through it. We have more water, the lightning. It's very interesting. There's almost seems to be a face in the rock over here. Four of Arrows or Four of Swords traditionally. It's very interesting to see instead of the individual that's usually portrayed here, it's two sleeping individuals together in bed. I like them. Leaves a lot for interpretation. We've got the Five of Arrows or Swords. Six of Swords or Arrows. She's taking a trip. But where is her mate? It's very interesting. Okay, oh, Eight of Arrows. She's definitely alone. Nine of Arrows. You have the angel here in the background with her. And 10 of Arrows or Swords. And here on the swords, we have the Princess of Arrows and the Prince of Arrows. We have Psyche and Cupid once again. That's very interesting. Queen and King of Swords or Arrows. And here we get into the pentacles. They call them coins, same thing. I like that. Oh, the 3 of coins. It's pretty imagery. I like that tower. 4 of coins. Oh, she's loving it. Like ghostly figure watching over her almost. We've got 5 of coins. Going through the snow. This is the first time I've really seen any other elements in here. Besides just the seemingly spring or summer with the ocean in the background. We've got more snow in that one. Here it seems like spring again. 8 of coins or 8 of pentacles. 10 of coins. And here we have the princess and prince of coins, Danae and Perseus. Mirroring each other once again, it looks like. And the king and queen of pentacles or coins. All right. Overall, pretty good. Like I said before, I really like the cardstock. Feels really good. Doesn't seem too flimsy to where they'd been too easy. I probably will just end up tossing this, which I'm kind of disappointed about just because I like to have sturdier cases. But this one I could tell just a little bit of wear and tear on this thing will make this kind of useless. So I'll probably end up having to invest in like a tarot pouch or something else to wrap these in or put them in, rather than this. So that's kind of disappointing. It's a little bit more money out of your pocket to do something like that. They are bigger. They feel more like oracle cards than tarot cards to me. So they're a little bigger in the hand. So just keep that in mind when you're wanting to purchase these. But other than that, let's get into the final thoughts on this one. Okay, so final thoughts on the Lover's Path Tarot. I don't know why I keep forgetting the path part, but it's called the Lover's Path Tarot. And I liked it. I thought it was a good deck. It wasn't mind-blowing to me. I think I expected a little bit more. I've been waiting to open this one for a few months now, and maybe I just built it up in my head a little bit. I definitely love the unique aspect of having the lovers together. I love having a tarot deck dedicated mainly to just doing love readings, things like that. That's something that I really like to do. I love romance and things like that. So this is definitely kind of a subdued lovers deck to do relationship readings with, which I really like. It says in there you can do kind of like self-love kind of readings. I don't know about that. I might have to read up more on the booklet that came with it just to see, but I definitely feel like this is more for couples, like doing twin flame or soulmate readings, a more empowering, like trying to find yourself kind of thing. I'd probably go for another deck. So I don't really agree with their description that it's going with self-love vibes as well. This is definitely just a relationship deck. But for what, I can't remember what I paid for on it just because it was on a BOGO sale. But I would probably pay for this one again, just to add it to my collection, just because it is pretty unique. The cons definitely are the fact that this cardboard box is a little flimsy. It's not a little more high quality like some of these where you can display them. This one's definitely going to get banged up if you try to travel with it or anything like that. So you're probably going to have to invest in another little pouch or something to carry your cards in, which is kind of annoying just because I like to display mine more than carry them around in a pouch. But I do have some pouches for some of those cards where I just had to kind of toss the packaging. Other than that, that's probably the only other con. They're a little bit bigger in size. They're more oracle card size rather than smaller tarot deck sizes to me. So not really a con, but if that's something that might bother you, if you have really small hands and it's hard for you to kind of do oracle cards, this one might be a pain for you just trying to shuffle them. But other than that, I think the artwork was really, really good. I think the depictions and the illustrations of the traditional tarot tied in really well with the lovers aspect. I think they painted a really good picture so that you could just tell right off the bat what you're looking at, what kind of the message is for you, if it's good, if it's bad. Having the lover, the mirror image, the twin flame, if you want to say that for the opposing part, like the magician had, it was Merlin and Vivian. That was kind of cool just to see, just because I've never seen the magician in traditional tarot have a partner involved in the illustration. So I really, really like that. I thought that was very unique and cool, and I think you could get a lot out of that in a relationship reading when you're pulling for that. But I give it a really big thumbs up. I think it's a really good deck. But other than that, not really much else to say bad about it. I think I'm definitely going to look at, what is it? The, I think it was, Creator of the Goddess Tarot. So I'm going to look at the Goddess Tarot just to see what else she offers, because this is, I guess the second deck that Chris Walter has created. So I'm really excited to go look at that one. Maybe I'll add that one to my collection as well. But I hope this helped somewhat for you if you're thinking of purchasing this deck. But yeah, I would definitely add this one to your collection if you're one of those people like me that likes to do a lot of love readings, and for friends, family, clients, anything like that. I think this is really good to add to your collection. All right, talk to you later, guys. Hope you're having a great week. Have a good one, and talk to you soon.